Welcome to FLYNX. Today we're talking about one of the most common and costly mistakes that freelancers make, and that is undercharging for their work. Specifically, if you are selling AI automation services, whether that means building bots, creating custom GPT workflows, automating business processes with tools like Make or Zapier or Naden, you are almost certainly charging too little. And in this video, I am going to walk you through exactly how to price your AI automation services so that you get paid what you are actually worth. Let me start with a story that I hear all the time. A freelancer reaches out to a business, builds them a beautiful automation that saves them 10 hours a week. They charge $500. The business owner is thrilled. But here's the thing. That automation is saving the business owner roughly $15,000 a year in labor costs. The freelancer just delivered $15,000 in value and charged $500 for it. That is the fundamental problem with how most AI freelancers price their work. So how should you price AI automation services? There are three main approaches, and I want to walk you through each one. The first approach is hourly pricing. This is the most common, and it is usually the worst for you as a service provider. When you charge hourly, you are limited by time. If you get faster and more efficient, you actually earn less money per project. And clients often push back on hours. They question every hour you log. But I understand that for some situations, hourly makes sense. If you are doing ongoing maintenance or small tweaks, hourly can work. The key is to charge enough. As an AI automation specialist, in 2025, you should not be charging less than $100 to $150 per hour. If you are based in the UK, US, or Australia, aim for $120 to $200 per hour. The second approach is project-based pricing. This is much better. You scope the work, give a fixed price, and get paid that amount regardless of how long it takes. The advantage for the client is predictability. The advantage for you is that as you get faster and better, your effective hourly rate goes up. How do you set project prices? You need to think about three things. First, what is the complexity of the automation? A simple Zapier workflow connecting two tools is very different from a custom Naden workflow with multiple conditional branches and API integration. Second, what is the business impact? I will come back to this. Third, how long will it realistically take? Then you add your profit margin on top. A simple automation project should be priced between $750 and $1,500. A medium complexity project should be between $1,500 and $4,000. A complex custom solution with custom API integrations, error handling, and documentation should be between $4,000 and $15,000 or more. The third approach is value-based pricing, and this is where the real money is. Instead of thinking about how long something takes, you think about what it is worth to the client. Ask yourself, how much time per week does this automation save? How much is that time worth in dollars? Then price at 10 to 20% of the annual value delivered. Here is an example. A client runs an e-commerce store. They manually process refunds every day, spending 2 hours on it. You can automate that entirely. 2 hours a day at $40 per hour is $80 per day. Over a year, that is $29,200. 10% of that is $2,920. A reasonable value-based price for this automation is somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000. Now you might be thinking, but what if the client says that is too expensive? That is a very common fear. First, many clients will not say it is too expensive if you explain the value clearly. Do not just say the price. Say, This automation will save you 2 hours a day, which is roughly $29,000 per year in labor costs. My fee for building and setting it up is $4,000. That is an ROI of 725% in the first year alone. When you frame it that way, the conversation changes completely. Let me also talk about retainer pricing, because this is something that every AI automation freelancer should be offering. A retainer is a monthly fee for ongoing services. This could include monitoring and maintaining automations, making small updates, providing support when something breaks, and proactively suggesting improvements. A typical AI automation retainer is anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per month. The beauty of retainers is predictable income. Now let me give you some practical tips for actually implementing better pricing. Tip 1. Stop doing free discovery calls without qualification. Your time is valuable. Before you spend an hour on a call, have prospects fill out a brief questionnaire that asks about their budget range, the scale of the problem, and their timeline. This filters out people who cannot afford you. Tip 2. Always provide a proposal document. Do not quote prices on the spot. Take a day to put together a proper proposal that explains the problem, your solution, the deliverables, the timeline, and the investment. This positions you as a professional. Tip 3. Anchor your price with a higher option. If you want to charge $3,000 for a project, present 3 packages: a basic package at $2,000, a standard package at $3,000, and a premium package at $5,000. Most people will pick the middle option. This is called price anchoring, and it works extremely well. Tip 4. Never apologize for your prices. When you say your price, say it confidently and then stop talking. Do not add qualifiers like, "But that is just my starting rate," or "I can definitely come down on that." State the price, explain the value, and let them respond. Tip 5. Raise your prices regularly. Every 6 months, review your rates. As you build more experience, case studies, and efficiency, your prices should go up. I also want to address packaging your services, because this is a powerful way to increase revenue without working more hours. Instead of selling individual automations, sell a solution. For example, instead of building one lead capture automation, offer a complete lead generation and nurturing system that includes lead capture, automated follow-up emails, CRM integration, and a monthly report. Bundle it all together at a higher price point. This creates more value for the client and more revenue for you. Finally, let me talk about the confidence game, because ultimately, pricing is about confidence. The market will pay what you ask for if you believe in your value. If you do not believe you are worth it, it shows. Work on building your confidence by collecting testimonials, documenting case studies, and reminding yourself of the real-world impact your work has. Every time you automate a process that saves someone time, that is real money you are putting back into their business. You deserve to be compensated accordingly. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: price based on value delivered, not time spent. Find out what the problem costs the client, quantify the value of your solution, and charge a fair fraction of that value. You are not just writing code or setting up tools. You are solving business problems and delivering ROI. Charge like it. Subscribe to FLYNX for more practical advice on building a profitable AI freelance business. And drop your questions in the comments below.